Hi everyone, it's a Monday. Last Saturday I had a situation a little bit, so you need to know when I'm in the country. Every Saturday I have a whole day that I teach in one stable. Everybody is welcome also to watch, just to let you know. And I never know who's coming because the wife of the owner of the stable, Ines, she's organizing the day, so you just need to call her or text her, and she's organizing the day. So I let myself each time surprise. Sometimes there are the same people, sometimes new people. And last Saturday there was a new person, a woman, a nice lady, out of the eventing, and she had a horse. Each time I ask new people, what's the situation and which is the thing that I can help you, or is there something that you want to improve? She explained me that her horse, because it's eventing, you know, those horses are high in the blood. This horse was high in the blood, but not crazy. High-blooded horses, they have very often, a problem with connection. I saw the bit that she was using, and I asked her, what's your situation? So she said, yeah, I have difficulty with connection, and I've tried so many bits. And this time, because I saw her riding and the mouth was always a little bit open and you don't see the tongue, and that's always tricky. And I saw the bit and it was not a normal bit. And that made me think, hey, I need to tell you something about all these things, because again, there is a lot of confusion and misunderstanding, and this needs to get off my chest. I was waiting on this moment. It's Monday, all weekend, it was fighting inside me. I explain you why. So she was riding with a bit like, I'm maybe not allowed to say the mark, the brand, okay. But it was a similar bit like this. It was like a bit more straighter, but like this kind of bit, like twisting in all directions. And okay, but I said to her, you know, when the horse has difficulty with connection, and you ride with a bit that blocks, a bit similar, a bit like this, it blocks, and the horse has connection problems. That's not going to work, eh? I show you some examples of things that are so-called, oh wow, nice, red copper rolls, that's very nice, tasty, but look, it blocks. So all these things, they have a negative part. So all these things, these bits, they're keeping the horses away of getting into the contact, because these bits are also made for making the horses light, getting light off the hand. So also, let me tell me about the story of history. These kind of bits also is coming over from the States. You know, some certain brands. I'm a bit unfortunate I can't show you the brand here, but those bits coming more from the Western riding, and it's all like people say, it's soft in the mouth. They are really like ergonomic. They follow the mouth and so on and so on. But look, my pinky, it's even more narrow than my pinky. So don't forget that the United States, America, was founded after Europe. Europe and the equitation in Europe, it's hundreds years old. So, and then they get into the States, they get quarter horses, they get Western horses, they go for the cows, they go for the nature, up and down hill, through the deserts. They breed different kind of horses, different kind of style of riding. But we speak about, in Europe, about taking care of balance, of taking care of gymnastics, of taking care of passing through the body. The traditional classic dressage has nothing to do with the American type of riding like before. So all these types, be careful, they are related to the Western riding, and those types of bits, they are really sharp, they're really thin, with a large shanks, with a big lever, and then of course they ride with two fingers, because of the horse is afraid to get in the mouth, in the contact. So this part of these kinds of bits all the way coming from those countries developed there. These are the European kinds and the classic kinds, an egg butt, double broken. These things, like you see, make up your mind yourself. Think really logical in your mind. So what do you think that a horse will prefer to get as a confidence into the hand of the rider? What's going to be the best? What's going to be the best? Let me say, what's going to be the best? So say yourself now, what is going to be the best way to get a horse in confidence onto the hand? So that's what made me a little bit like upset, and also the bit fitters and the saddle fitters and all these kind of things. Be also very careful, because some people that are calling themselves like bit fitters, they need to be able to school a horse in the classic way, like the traditional school, with the really good balance, with the really good the way of developing your horse. Because a bit, it's at the end like a detail. It's supposed to be a detail, and not something that is the most important, and not something that you change to get a little bit tricky here, tricky there, because that's all the way the schooling these days is. It's a bit of trick here and a bit trick there, and a shortcut here and a shortcut there. But confidence problems, connection problems, you need to see the whole apparatus, the whole way the body moves, the whole way the balance is. That's a schooling of a few years, 2-3 years. It's the basic work of a horse, and that's the way you can look at it for the contact and stuff like that. And a bit fitter, I'm not so sure if those people also, they know of all these things, like also the breeding. I'm very sorry, it's not by putting a good result horse, mare and stallion, breeding to this, that you have a good horse. So it's not that you can select on results for breeding. That's also something similar. Breeders are supposed to be also able to school horses, to know what are the qualities, but that's something else. So I just ventilated my stress a little bit, my anxiety not, but my worries about that people put people in a kind of a direction with all these kind of bits that are so-called soft and shapy and roundy and whatever, but it blocks. And a blocking bit is a correction bit. So don't think about that you need to ride all the time with these bits. And bits that sharp and thinner as my pink, don't believe that those things are softer. Don't believe it. And of course, it's the hand of the rider that makes a bit like strong or soft. But you need to have a minimum of thickness of the bit, you know, and suppleness. I hope it helps you. I really hope. Thank you.